Good morning. I'm out here on the edge of Lake Jackson at Three Lakes Wildlife Management Area. And it's a really foggy morning. We're just about 5 minutes from sunrise. And I don't think we're going to have much of a sunrise, but we're set up here right on the edge. I've got a nice big patch of lily pads and spatterdock in front of me. A ton of action. Basically, I'm just waiting for a little more light so I can start shooting. And it should be a really good morning. There's a lot of birds around, and my goal was to basically come in, sit down, and just wait, let stuff come to me. Usually that works pretty well. Sometimes it's nothing, but ultimately it basically boils down to there's a lot of waiting. So right now I'm just sitting here, waiting and waiting and waiting. There's some boat-tailed grackles flying around, but nothing's really in front of me. There's one American coot off to my right, but not quite in photo range yet, video range yet. And that's about it. I had a really nice subject of a little blue heron, but some nearby hunters took some shots and he flushed. And he seems to be working his way back, although I can't see him at the moment. He's hidden behind some Spatterdock lily pads. But, it's whether you're waiting on subjects or waiting on light, there's a lot of waiting in this wildlife filmmaking. So it's been a pretty productive morning. I wasn't sure I was going to get anything, but finally we've got coots and moorhen. I've got a purple gallinule just off to my right. Had little blue and tricolored heron. Got some really cool footage of grackles. I caught a very distant, but a great blue heron that was catching a bass that had to have weighed 2 pounds. Eventually lost him, but it was cool to see. Got some nice footage of great blue herons flying, and then one coming and landing in the Spatterdock. I think this is going to be a pretty cool sequence of sort of life in the Spatterdock. I think is going to be the title. And that should be the nature profiles that will come out on Tuesday. And it's been really cool just to sort of sit here and see how everything comes together. The hunters have finally left, and I now have some, sort of peace and quiet. The wind's come up a little. It's still pretty gray. I've had like 2 little instances of sun, like 2-3 seconds apiece. But other than that, it's been kind of a gray morning, which is fine. I've got a small gator moving in front of me now, maybe 3-4 feet long. But there's a lot of life here, and it's really cool to see how all these different species feed in this Spatterdock. Because, I think of lily pads as 2-dimensional. They just lay on the surface. Well, Spatterdock's all up in the air. It's been really cool to see how all these different species use Spatterdock in their own ways. It's like the little blue heron, the great blue heron, the tricolored heron are walking along, using it for support, and catching things that live under it. The boat-tailed grackles are actually going along and literally lifting on every single leaf and looking under it to see if there's any, insects underneath. The coots are kind of feeding in and around it. Purple gallinules are eating the roots and the vegetation that are underneath the Spatterdock. There's a lot of other stuff around, so I think it's going to be a good couple of days.